Today's word vitamin's on swearing. And whilst, if you're an Aussie, and my husband's a Brit, so he does it as well, maybe it's just not culturally based, but generally speaking, swearing in this day and age is fairly commonplace. However, how we use swear words and when we use swear words and who we use them with, whether we swear using the swear word as a descriptor or whether we swear at somebody calling them a swear word, which I must admit I'm guilty of in traffic sometimes, they're all varying contexts that have different impact. Sometimes swearing can be funny, sometimes it can be brutally destructive. I'm about to head in to do a corporate workshop this morning, and one of the things I do notice in the corporate sector is that it can be dangerous to assume everybody has the same perspective on swearing as you do. On both sides of the fences, I remember in one previous workshop I was doing, there was a major discrepancy on a lot of the younger Gen Ys in this workplace that were swearing a lot. And when we had the workshop and had them all together and we brought up this discussion, there were a couple of issues that a couple of people found quite surprising. And one was this gorgeous little Gen Y bloke who was very up and coming, a young gun, who had been working under this very accomplished woman for quite some time, and noted that there was a distance and an iciness kind of happening. Now, in that workshop, she was able to say that she found his swearing offensive and, you know, understood it was commonplace, but he just swore too much. Now, we've all come across those people that every second word they swear, and it kind of becomes the dominant part of the conversation. You kind of lose the context of what they're saying because they're swearing so much. And if you're one of those people, I mean, to each their own, but I think if you're going to integrate that frequency of swearing in the corporate workplace, you may come across some resistance. And the reverse was also true. I found that an older bloke that did like to swear a lot, his younger admin girls found it really offensive, and they were Gen Ys. So again, it's not always about age, it's often about culture and context. I also, if you get a chance to read the word vitamin, I do a lot of work in jails and rehabs, and I am a recovering addict, alcoholic, as many of you know. So I've given up a lot of my favourite vices, and swearing is not one of them that I have given up. However, I do have to pick and choose, and I was taught this lesson very respectfully when, it was about a decade ago, I was in a maximum security prison, and there was a couple of men there doing life, and we were doing some workshops, and this old boy in his 60s put his hand up and said, "Love, don't mean to interrupt, but I don't get to see a lot of young ladies," I was in my 40s then, "and it would be a real treat for me if you wouldn't swear. It just spoils it for me." And I was really taken aback. I was very apologetic, but it was wrong of me to assume that, and I don't swear a lot, but every now and then, it was fucked. I mean, sometimes that's the only word. I don't drop the C-bomb, and then again, that's another discrepancy. In my son's generation, the C-bomb doesn't mean so much. It doesn't mean what it did when we were growing up. It is a very offensive word for me. However, I respect for younger generations, it's just a word. I mean, when I was growing up as a little girl, bloody and bitch were really bad words, and shut up was a swear word. So again, it's all in context with who we are and how we are and what we believe in. But I think if today's word vitamin can offer you anything, and that is to perhaps do a review and just not take it for granted that everybody's okay or not okay with it as you are. Anyway, some food for thought. I hope it's helpful. Okay, see ya.